Are you looking for a podcast about the spookiest of Transylvanian counts?
Well, then you must be thinking of another podcast.
Oh! Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful now that I'm here with you. How are you?
I'm starting to feel my cheeks hurt. I'm just
Yeah.
like smiling a lot now. Oh, man. It's been a week.
It sure has.
Dude, I don't know what day it is anymore, apparently. Somebody was like, when did you guys do this? I was like, that was yesterday. And Taylor's like, that was 3 days ago.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, it's Monday. And she was like, it's Wednesday, my dude. Like,
I had a moment like that today, too. I was like, what day is it? It all blends together.
what day is it, sir? Christmas Day. Yeah, like, I don't know what's up with May in particular. Like, I feel like when April ended, May has been it's just not been right.
It's going nonstop. I thought we were in March today for some reason.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We were writing our Friday roundup. I was like, surely March. No. What? All these video games have come out already.
Do you ever look at the year and go like, it's really 2023? I can't believe that is real.
I know. It doesn't look like a real number still.
But I feel that most years, I'm like, just as I get used to saying it's the year, it's like October, and then it's time to get rid of that one and get a new one. You know?
I was dating some financial documents the other day when I wrote 19 as the date start, and I was like, that's not right.
Whoops.
Where am I?
Not good.
No.
TikTok's been fucking me up with that lately, too.
With time and the passage of it?
A little bit. Because, like, if you were born in the year 2000...
Ugh. Don't
You're
even.
23 years old.
I don't want to hear it.
I remember being 23 years old.
Fuck. I have a little cousin who was born in that year. And
That's not a little cousin now.
I know. To me, she's permanently 7. Like,
She's probably more grown up than you now.
Shut up. She is in law school, though. So, like, yeah.
Oh, see, there you go. It's because everyone in our age group, like, just like right in our time frame, we just never got past the year 2000.
No, we didn't.
Like,
stopped.
2000 happened, and we stopped at that year as well. Like,
Yeah,
our
we were like,
bodies
"That's enough
aged,
years."
but the mind stayed behind.
Yeah. I'm still here playing Pokemon on my Game Boy.
For real. Dude, I was playing my Game Boy Advance in college, and I remember one day, like, I was like trying to play it, but like, you know, you had to get the light just right to see on those, and I was like, I live in an age where this isn't needed. What am I doing? Why am I like this?
It's a hard existence.
It is, man.
Can we crack this thing open?
I guess, dude. I might have to do 2 in this one.
For real.
You know what I had earlier today that I'm not having right now, though? I got me some canned Starries.
Oh, canned Starries.
Canned Starry do not taste like bottled Starry.
What's the flavor profile on them bad boys?
It don't taste like Sierra Mist to me out of the can, but I didn't drink Sierra Mist out of a can either, though.
I don't think I've ever seen Sierra Mist in a can. It's either fountain or bottle.
Exactly, and I always had it in a bottle.
Yeah.
But that Starry was hitting right, though. It was good.
Good.
It was a good drink.
You want to know what doesn't go down smooth?
Ooh, what does not go down smooth?
Disney Plus.
Why?
So I don't know. For some reason, my TV, every time I try to operate the Disney Plus app, it fucks up. Like every single time I even hover over it on the menu for my TV, the TV starts to like wig out and get slow, and the noise doesn't sync up right.
No, the mouse. We don't want the mouse.
It's bad. I don't know what it is. And like the actual app itself, half the time my sound bar doesn't come on whenever it's doing it, and then the other half the time it turns off after and desyncs with my speakers, so I have to like reset up the surround sound. It's I live in a technological vortex that doesn't make sense. But
what TV is it?
I don't even know. Richard said it's old. That could
That's
be one
why.
of the problems. Yeah.
That's why.
I don't want to get another TV. I just got one.
But like, you gotta have, dude, get a TCL TV. They're timeless.
I like the TCL TVs. Those are good TVs. I think ours is a Vizio or something.
That's about to say, dude. What are you using a Vizio? I fucking
Vizio's
hate Vizios.
garbage.
Dude. I hate Vizios so fucking much.
They suck. I've never had a good Vizio.
Suck. Yeah, they are balls. Hate them, dude. God. And TCLs aren't phenomenal, but that's a solid
work.
TV, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a TCL in our workout room for 5 years, and that thing has never faltered.
It's
ever.
fine.
And the remote is so cute and little and perfect. It's got the little
And
Roku
they got
on
they got Roku in there.
it. Love the Roku.
When I first experienced a Roku, I was like, "Oh, Fire TV can suck it, dude."
Yeah,
That is a useless technology. Roku is the way.
Yes. We have the Fire TV on our Vizio, and I think that's part of why everything is fucking up. And
You got
we
two
have,
bad technologies in one place.
I know. We stopped using it. We're just using the Xbox now to watch TV. So
Beautiful.
it still
Oh
sucks.
yeah, because you do YouTube TV, right?
Yeah.
And that's on. Is that on Xbox and stuff? I would imagine it has
I
to
don't
be.
know. Richard pulls the strings. I'm just the puppet.
There you go. I was gonna say because we've been watching a little more Disney Plus lately as well.
Have you?
Actually, and I think I've gone over this before. How I hate apps
Yep.
because even though it's Disney Plus, and I use Disney Plus on all the devices, every device has a different fucking version of Disney Plus.
Yeah, and every device has a different fucking problem with Disney Plus.
Yes. And my big problem with Disney Plus is actually fast forwarding and rewinding.
Yeah. It's
On the Roku,
garbage.
I hate it so much.
On the Roku even?
I hate it there.
Oh my god.
The PlayStation is perfect. Love it. It does it like Netflix.
Ugh. It doesn't
But
work
the
on the Fire
subtitles
Stick.
on the PlayStation are so ugly. They're so ugly.
This world, I
can't
swear. No, you can't. But one extra thing right now that Disney Plus is doing that I don't like is that they're going to combine Disney Plus and Hulu into one app.
That sucks. We were about to get rid of Hulu to save money.
Nope. Now it's going to go rolled into Disney Plus, and you're going to have to pay
Well-
more for both of them.
Shit.
Yeah. we literally call the app Shitney because it fucks up our TV so bad. And it's just going to make everything
fucking
worse.
hilarious.
I'm not into it. So, I mean, we do the bundle because we like ESPN Plus, but I think we get it in an attachment to something else that we pay
Okay.
for. I don't know, just another bill. It might be with our phones or something. Like, you know how stuff gets bundled with your stuff and you're like, okay, I have this now.
So what's the difference? What's going to happen with this?
I don't know yet is the thing. It's like a very new announcement. So they're just saying like they're intending to produce lower volumes of content for streaming, which is wild to me because they're producing at such a clip right now. But I think what they're doing is like, let's combine the two apps together, produce less overall, and charge more for it so that we can both save
Okay.
money by not making content and then make more money by charging the people more for it.
If it's good enough, I'm down with that.
I don't think it's going to be good enough
Because
because
that's Netflix's problem, is that they overproduce, but they overproduce crap.
yeah. Like, I
Like-
guess if they start producing, I don't know, better things, fewer better things like Apple TV does, then
But like, tell
Sure.
me though, what's not hitting on either of those two apps right now? Because
yeah, I don't know.
Hulu had the Predator movie, that movie Prey, that people
Uh-huh.
went cuckoo for.
And I think they have Only Murders in the Building, which is like an amazing new show that it's doing numbers.
Okay.
So
Disney
like
has,
Star Wars.
Star Wars and Disney, not Disney, but Marvel shit.
Yeah.
Never really seen. I mean, I know She-Hulk drew its ire, but that might just be because it's about a lady. You know.
Also, it was just bad.
I mean, I don't know. I still haven't watched it. I can't bring myself to watch the rest of these TV shows.
The Sims 2 level quality of the CGI is striking.
You ain't wrong, man. You ain't wrong. That's the thing. Take some time, bump that CGI work up, or you know
Yeah.
what? From what I've been seeing, that renaissance of practical.
Yes.
Ooh, I had a theory about that. Would you like to hear my theory on the practical stuff?
Love love to hear your theory on practical stuff.
I'm wondering, I know it's probably not true. The time, I mean, like, Dungeons and Dragons was probably in production way longer that they were doing practical and stuff. Everyone's probably been working on all these practical movies for probably the past 5 years.
5-10 years, yeah.
Or more. But I was like, dude, is this a result of Terrifier 2? With how practical all that stuff is and the fact that this tiny movie made fucking bank
It's probably
on
contributing
practical
to
stuff.
it.
I think it might be helping with that rise in it. And now they're like, oh, yeah, look at these big Hollywood. Because, you know, we just see things in the time it came out.
Yeah.
Terrifier hit first. So, oh, well, that's the leader in it. Even though Dungeons and Dragons, like I said, probably been in production since before Terrifier 2 idea came up. You know?
Yeah. And look at fucking, what was the, Barbarian, practical effects.
Yeah.
Smile, practical effects. Like, we're seeing a lot more practical
like it's just
horror.
happening. Yeah. So I was like, did Terrifier do this? I'm just trying to give Terrifier credit for everything now.
Yeah.
But I was like, those types of success stories hopefully show you where the money's at, dude. It's practical.
Hopefully. I hope that they can, if they're going to start charging more and producing less, I do hope that they make it better content because
like, what? How long's a Star Wars show? 8 episodes?
So the new one that just came out, Visions, which I would love to talk to you about, is 9 episodes long. It's season 2.
Yeah, but that's animation.
It is animation.
Because that's a lot harder to kind of get done.
Yeah, The Mandalorian, I think, was... Shit, how many episodes was The Mandalorian?
Because I'm thinking... if they're producing at such a high rate right now, but it's really short seasons, like 8 or so...
Yeah, it is 8 episodes.
If we can get to, like, longer periods of time, but we're getting solid 10 episode ones, you know, maybe the seasons are just a couple episodes longer.
Yeah,
and
just
the quality goes up.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
I like that.
I'm into that if you can deliver the experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you have to deliver. You have to make your app nice.
Yes.
You have to make your content solid. Don't just take my money and run away with it.
Which is what fucking Netflix is doing. Like, tell me to cancel Netflix.
Why? I mean, I still have Netflix. I watch shit on it every night.
Do you? And you pay for the big one, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what bugs me, is why am I paying... How come the level of money I pay drives the quality that I can watch? I should be able to pay for the service and get the service.
Yeah, or like get less shows, you know? Like pay for cartoon Netflix and you get cartoon shows. Pay for... I'm not giving it Netflix any more fucking ideas. I think everyone should pay a flat rate and it should all be the same.
It just bothers me that I'm paying $20. Probably more, honestly, because I think it's 24, 25, possibly, for the big one.
Probably.
For people to watch on 4 screens, I'm barely... There's got to be no more than 2 people on my account at any point now.
Yeah, I watch one...
Why am I paying for this, then?
I watch everything on one screen. And it's like literally only ever me watching it, so...
Yeah, so why not pay for one of the lower quality ones and just save a little money?
Yeah.
But I'm a fucking snob, though, and I'm like, I have a 4K TV. I deserve to see the 4K fucking shit. I'm a 4K...
See the crispy stuff.
Yeah, like... Someone just come do it for me, and then I won't notice.
Can you wrestle the remote out of my hands, please?
Like, Netflix is the one that I really have a problem with.
I got a problem with all of them. I got a chip on my shoulder.
But is that just because you got to pay for them, though?
It is. Yeah, I hate paying money.
Hulu's the one... See, I don't have a problem with them because to me, they don't exist. I can't tell you the last time I've opened that app.
Yeah.
Like that's why we were going to cancel it.
I think I watched Only Murders like last summer, and that's the last show that I was like, we should open Hulu.
Yeah. But now you're taking away the chance for me to save money, Disney.
Yep.
You're making me pay for it by rolling into the one that I actually want, which is Disney Plus. Because I want Disney Plus still. I still want that one.
It's good stuff on there. It's Disney. It's the mouse. We all love the mouse, right?
It's got The Simpsons on there, man. Even though I'm still not done watching that show, and I also haven't watched it in 8 months. But whatever.
God.
So, But I'm into it. I'm willing to see what they do with it because HBO Max is doing that as well.
Yeah, and they're going to be called just Max now.
With what? Discovery, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, Max. So now I'm really curious, what's Disney Plus going to be? Because, dude, Disney Plus is still like the solid name.
It is.
Everybody knows Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think they're just going to stick with Disney Plus. And, like, they're not going to call it Mouse House. Don't call it Mouse House.
Oh, fuck, dude. Fuck. I like that, though.
Don't call it Mouse House, y'all.
I'll go to House of Mouse, man. Like, that's still the good... HBO Max is still a good name. Just Max makes me not like it.
Yeah, like, you don't know what it is anymore. Like, what is Max? It has HBO on it? Okay. Like you don't...
That's what I hated when Facebook did the Meta thing, where they're like, we're going to change to Meta. What about that? That word doesn't mean anything to me.
No, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. When companies rebrand...
I don't like it. I'm comfy in this brand.
They're looking, 20 years down the road where it doesn't matter today.
Yeah.
And I get that, but...
Take your fucking new Coke and pack your bags and get out of here. But anyway.
But Disney Plus has a show that you're liking.
Yes, I want to preach the good word of Visions to you. So,
okay.
The funny thing about Disney Plus is they've done this thing where we can't share it on our Discord app together because every time we try to share it, it's a black screen.
Yeah.
Thanks, mouse.
So I do have the show pulled up so I can see
Okay.
things as you chit-chat with me here.
I just want to talk to you about, so just start with the first episode and play it whenever you're ready because I just want to talk to you. I want to get a read on you for this animation because...
Scoot my keyboard here so I can have it in front of me and still look at you.
Yes.
Okay. I got it going.
The level of animation in this show is fucking pretty.
This little ball dude is neat.
They do things with light and reflection and space that I have not seen in any other animation. Like, we talk on Yumtop about how we're always trying to find the thing that like pushes the boundary, makes you think of I didn't know they could do this. That was show 1 of Vision season 2 for me.
Did you play Unfinished Swan?
Yes, that is exactly what I thought of when I was watching this.
Yeah, that's exactly where my mind goes because everything is white, but I'm only getting the sense of the space of this world because of the random color on a surface.
And there's reflections that just look very cool. Like you feel like you're in a glass world that is just barely colored. And as the show goes on, more things happen and more color comes into it. And it culminates in this big fight with a Sith in which you see the coolest double-bladed saber I have ever seen. That's coming from a Darth Maul fan.
Okay.
This saber kicks ass and I want one. It's so cool. But the stuff that Visions does with its animation is next level shit.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And I love the fact that they're taking smaller studios from all around the world so you can see different cultural influences on Star Wars. So they have this one episode where the studio is from India and you get to see all of this really intricate Indian clothing and facial jewelry and hairstyles and textures and textiles and locations.
It's funny you said that because the title card for Sith, I was like, ooh, that's very Holly festival for me, just colors popping up all over the place, but I don't know what this studio is about though.
I'm not sure what that studio is, but episode where is it? I forget which one it is. There's every single one of these episodes has not only an incredible style of animation but just good story to tell. I wasn't disappointed in the story of any one of these this go round. There's there's 2 that I think you'll really, really like. One of them is the second episode. It's called Screecher's Reach.
Okay. I'm pulling up that one now just to kind of get that vibe.
It starts out pretty boring. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of not feeling it in the first half of the episode. But in the second half, they get to this cave. And feel free to fast forward and see if you can find the cave.
But it's... Ooh. This looks like... that Irish studio that I was telling you about with those movies,
The
Secret of Kells and stuff.
Yes, that's them.
dude, it looks just like it, and I'm
Yeah.
so about that art style. It's just
It's so cool.
It's good. Yeah.
They did
Okay.
like the wolf whisperers or something, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So the
Neat.
second half of that is so good. Like the story gets to a place where I was like, oh, this is exciting now, because it's like basically they're looking for a ghost, and she encounters this creepy like wraith in a cave with a fucking lightsaber.
Yeah,
And
that thing just showed up.
yeah, it's terrifying and so cool. And the sound design is also just incredible. Like the animation studios they got for this one, they brought it. Everything is next level shit. They got the guys who did fucking Wallace and Gromit, and their episode is cute as hell. It's so good. They have stop motion animation people made of yarn in another one.
Okay.
It's fucking good. Like there's not a single one of these that I was like, that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
These are all top notch, next level shit.
I mean, it's almost like they kind of just gave fans a chance to like have fun with a toy that they like. I mean,
yeah,
you gotta imagine people in animation, because I'm gonna say it, animation's pretty nerdy, dude.
Oh yeah.
You probably like Star Wars, and then Star Wars goes, hey, that style that you've been making, you want to make something Star Wars in that? And they're going to be like, you fucking bet, and I'm going to put my best shit in it, too.
Yeah. The people who did Primal have an episode in Vision Season 2.
And we caught that in the trailer, remember? We even said, this
one
looks super primal.
Yes. I love animation so much. And
We have such a good eye, man. We're so
we do. People should pay us to do this kind of shit, you know?
For real.
It's just this season brought a level of finesse that, not that it wasn't present in the first season, but they have polished it so much more and brought a much more like refined product this time around.
But it's a true sequel. It is a bigger, better version.
Yeah.
In a sense. Okay.
Definitely. But again, the beautiful thing with Visions is you can pick it up anywhere. Like you don't have to watch the episodes in sequential order because they are all completely unrelated stories. Like there's not a single one where they go back to something. It's like Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah. Star Wars. So there's another one where I just want to give you a brief rundown of the plot because I got chills watching this one.
Okay.
So there are these people that are enslaved to mine kyber crystal. So the Empire has them on this planet, and so like you can be free when the pit is dug. Like when you're done digging, you're free to go. And they're like fantastic. So they dig hard, they dig long, they get to the bottom of the pit. They reach bedrock, and they're like, our shift is over. We can finally escape. And the Empire is like, cool. And they turn off the lights, and they pack up their trucks, and they drive away, and they leave these slaves in the bottom of the pit. To fucking die. So it's about like how in the bottom of this pit, what can we do to be saved? Yeah. And that story is so riveting. There are moments in that where I was literally gasping. Like some of the things that happen, I was like, you don't get stories like this. It's so good. Yeah. I really, really want you to watch Visions so bad. It's so good.
So I'm trying to kind of like get back into some stuff because like, I mean, I made a big deal how I was like, you poo-pooed my episode I like. I don't want to watch the Visions. Like I said, that's when we were also doing Clone Wars, and I was like, I can't do more. Right. Give me a minute, because, I mean, it's like Love, Death, and Robots, and you know we dig that, so I need to just come step in. Yeah.
And they're short, you know? Like...
Yeah, that thing said one was like 15 minutes. I was like, man, dude, I could do that like right now.
I think that's kind of the longest they get, truly.
Yeah, this one's 21 minutes. That's still fine. Does this happen? Spoil me on this. Okay. Do we have any nonverbal ones? Does the primal one go nonverbal? Because that would be perfect.
No, that would have been perfect.
Dang it, man. Okay.
There is one that I thought was going to be nonverbal. It's the very last one. And it, like the main character, there's not a whole lot of dialogue. I'll say that much. Like,
okay. I want one that's just like a good show, don't tell. You know? Yeah.
I am waiting for that too.
Just like one.
Yeah, just one. That's all you need.
Because we've been watching a lot of Disney Plus lately, trying to catch up on some stuff. So, I mean, we're not doing a good job. It took us 6 hours to watch, like, an hour something movie.
Yeah.
Like, just things happen, and then people are talking to, and just, like, we never seem to get that chance.
Yeah.
That's why Visions could be better for this right now, because...
For sure.
It just, in and out, we're done. Boom, boom, boom.
Another exciting thing about this season of Visions is I want to say every single episode involves a female protagonist.
Well, how do you like that?
Yeah, I like that.
We just discussed that yet? Not yesterday, but last show.
Yeah.
Yesterday's show.
Yesterday's show.
Yester show. I'm scrolling through this, and yeah, the title, the thumbnail for each one, yeah, there's a lady up front. Interesting. Okay.
It's just good shit.
I need to step back. All right, so season 1, we had 9, and then there's 9 in this one. Okay.
Yep.
Man, that's almost just like season 1 of Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes.
For these two combined. So
exactly.
That's easy. Okay.
When's the next season of Love, Death, and Robots coming out?
I don't know, dude.
Season 4.
It was announced, right?
It was.
Dude, I need a freaking follow-up to the lady in gold in the lake thing.
Fuck. I want to see more 3 robots.
I feel like they're the mascot of the show now, so they definitely will be.
Yeah, there's no release date for it yet, but...
That's fine.
That's fine.
They gotta go hard animating. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I've already been, like, putting it back on the radar, because I kind of have to get in, like, a watch mood, where it's like, I'm ready to start watching things again. Like, I don't have, like, something that I'm constantly watching. It's like, I'm ready to watch something, and then when that's done, no watching stuff. Till now I watch more stuff. I think I'm ready for this one.
We gotta keep an eye on Love, Death, and Robots, because the last 2 seasons came out May 21st and May 20th, 2021 and 2022.
We talking shadow drop here, maybe?
Maybe. They did that for the last 2. They were like, and here it is, season 3. So
okay,
watch your Netflix.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, you want to think about how we can animate some Yimto, but take a quick break?
God, I would love it if we got a fan animation. Man? Can you believe I would die happy?
That would be cool. Let's take a little break.
All right. Apparently, a thing that can happen to you when you stop taking Zyrtec completely is that you get this horrible itch all over your body, head to toe, just a ghost itch, no hives, no nothing, just itch.
Okay.
And that was happening to me. It was awful. When I tell you my skin itched outside, inside, my skin.
Whoa.
Every square inch of my body, like down into my throat, into my nose. I felt like my scalp was going to come apart.
Okay.
I was itchy. I felt like I'd been lit on fire.
That's fucked up.
Horrible. So I was like, how do I get rid of it? And that allergist has a TikTok where he explains, if you stop taking Zyrtec, you get really itchy sometimes. And what you can do to stop that is switch to the liquid version of Zyrtec. And
liquid version?
I didn't know that existed either. There's apparently like a children's Zyrtec that comes in liquid form, like cough syrup.
Cool, I guess.
They got bubblegum and they got grape. I got bubblegum.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's pretty good. I like it. So you switch to the liquid version and then you taper it off like 1 milliliter a day.
Okay.
And that will make you not go into like hyper itch mode when you stop taking it. You just got to like wean your body off of it.
That's insane.
If you enjoyed that little bit of the pre-ramble, you can get the full 45-minute bonus episode by going over to patreon.com/YMBTOAP. We went hard on this episode of pre-ramble because we had a lot on our minds, a lot to talk about. That happens quite frequently in the pre-ramble. We get on a topic and we just can't stop. We steamroll through. So if you're into that kind of stuff, if you want to hear us just talk about whatever we got going in our lives, whatever's on the brain, you can sign up to be a patron right over there. We love our patrons because they help us make this a better version of the show. They push us forward. They make us want to do better. They make us want to do more. We go to Podcast Movement because they help us get there. We learn how to make things for you. It's a good time. If you want to be the ultimate supporter, even beyond the Patreon, you can get yourself some Yimto gear over at the Yimto Apparel store. The link to that shop lives, as always, in the show notes. We got t-shirts. We got coffee mugs. We got drink bags. That's
Drink
not
bags.
a thing. We got tote bags.
We're making it a thing.
I want a drink bag, honestly. A little tote for your sodas.
I mean, that's what your purse was with all those Diet Cokes.
Truly. Thank you, of course, to all of our supporters, whether you pay us via Patreon, whether you buy some merch, whether you just listen. We love each and every one of you. Let's get you on back to that regularly scheduled Yemtope content.
Okay. Man.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and say, and I'm going to give you guys plenty of warning and plenty of time to vacate yourselves.
Yeah.
You ready? You've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
I've seen 1 and 2.
Exactly. So, are you going to see 3?
I considered it.
When did you see those? Like, did you see them when they were new, or you've just... I have seen them. You know?
I saw them when they were new. I saw them in theaters.
Okay.
We've got friends that enjoy them greatly, and they always buy me a ticket. So
Okay. So you considered this one, but...
yeah. But, like, I won't go unless somebody's dragging me, honestly.
Okay. So, you tell me what you want from this.
I want your full spoiler review.
Because...
I want to hear it top to bottom, tip to tail.
I still think you need to see it.
I'll see it. I mean, even if you spoil the whole thing for me, I'll still see it.
Yeah, because I feel like Kelsey and I are on the same page with this. You can spoil a thing for us, but we still didn't experience the thing.
Yeah.
The experience still matters.
For the most part, if there's like a major twist in something, like if you told me that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father, I'd be like, well, come on. God damn it. But,
I mean, yeah, that's like a fun thing, but like it doesn't ruin that movie to know that. You just don't get to be with everybody else in the shock and awe, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like people want to be in the zeitgeist. They want to have felt the shock and awe. So yeah, there's that whole thing, but like sometimes, but that is just a me thing. Like I can watch a thing to death. I've already seen Guardians twice.
Oh my gosh.
I know a third is happening. You could be one of them.
You could drag me to it.
Man. Okay, so I mean, I'm going to go hard, guys. Like, I'm going to go hard here.
Do it.
I want to dispel this first.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that Marvel's the greatest thing that is out there.
Okay.
But Guardians seems so separate from Marvel. No matter how little of Marvel you know, everybody knows the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I've seen them. Because, like, I don't have to have the knowledge of fucking Endgame or whatever to go into this movie and know who the characters are.
That's kind of the thing. Like, for some reason, there's something about this franchise in particular that seems to pull itself out of the complete cacophony that is all of Marvel movies, and everybody loves, like, this as its own separate entity.
Yeah.
For some reason, Guardians exists in that way, which is kind of neat. So
it's nice.
I'm sitting here, I'm trying to defend Guardians right now.
Okay.
The fact that if you don't like Marvel, because I know that it's a thing, don't wrap Guardians in that. This is something you should go for.
Okay.
I saw it the first time. I'm going to open up with how I thought about it when I saw it opening night.
All right.
I was like, yeah, that's a good movie. Not fucking as good as part 2. That kind of sucks. Like, I'm upset that 3 isn't better than the last one. Wah. Moved on with my life, right? Saw it again, and I have a new... I've got a new tagline for how to portray this movie to people. You ready?
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the Toy Story 3 of this franchise. Hands down.
So it's polarizing.
I don't think it's polarizing.
Okay.
I don't know people that hate 3.
I do.
Well, they're wrong. They're wrong. Sorry, but if you don't like Toy Story 3, you shouldn't be viewing movies with your eyeballs.
There's the door.
You should not be watching movies, period.
Yeah.
This is the Toy Story 3 of this franchise.
Okay.
And that's fully where I stand with this movie.
Is it because there's a sad, traumatic scene that wrecked everybody who watched it?
Very truly. But no, it's it's a great ending because it's over.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's over.
Stamped, sealed.
Now, Toy Story 4 happened. So we know, like, it can still go, but, like, what Toy Story was, that ended at 3.
Yeah.
We can have more Guardians stuff for sure, but it'll never be what these 3 were. It's never gonna be Andy. Like, it's not gonna be that stuff.
Okay.
That ship is gone. Like, it's fully left. It's over. And you kind of do need a little bit of endgame knowledge for this one.
Okay.
I feel like this movie should be everything that you like in a movie.
That's a bold statement.
This movie is it's only good because of character stuff.
Okay. I like that.
If you haven't followed these characters when these moments happen, all right, that was cool. But if you know the weight of it, it should emotionally destroy you.
Fuck. Okay.
Like, so I'll do a little bit of stuff. No, that's like gotta come later, man. Let's just like get into this real quick.
Let's get into it. Scuba gear on.
So, speaking of practical effects, opens up with a very neat practical effect.
Nice.
Again, spoilers, guys, and there's gonna be no sounds, but I'm showing Kelsey things, and she is not gonna like what I have to show her.
Oh, great. I'm going to watch a raccoon die.
Star-Lord is drunk, so Peter Quill, Chris Pratt, whatever, he is... Okay. So, you've seen 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
And he's always been in love with Gamora, the green girl, right? She's dead, dude. Like,
That's
she's
what I thought.
not around.
She died in Endgame, right?
Infinity War. But yeah, like, she's
Same
dead.
thing.
She comes back, but it's not her. It's her from, like, 10 years before. It's, like, a different time version of her.
Okay.
So, like, the Kelsey of today disappears. She dies, but Kelsey from 10 years ago is now in today's world.
That's a rough cut, Kelsey.
Right? But, like, can you expect Kelsey from 10 years ago to be in the same place with everyone in your circle as the society stands today around you now?
Yeah, totally not. Okay.
You won't fit in there. You won't be able to be the same thing that you are now as you now and force 10 year ago you in this role.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I think you'll love how they treat that shit, man, because they don't push that romance.
Good.
Peter and Gamora do not get together because she's like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I did not know. I didn't do the things. I didn't forget the things that you went through. I never lived them because I'm not even that person. We can't be a thing.
Good.
And by the end, he finally like comes to that because I mean he's super like, but I love you, and you know all that shit.
Yeah.
But when it ended on a really good like, I can respect that you're not the person that I lost, even though you look exactly like this person. But like, I like the you that you are now, as well too.
Okay.
And they part ways like pretty good. It was pretty profound how they did it. I was really into that. I was like, Kelsey can dig that.
All right.
They do a lot of sister stuff, which is pretty funny because her and Nebula do shit. They're great.
Are they sisters? The alien girl? Like the...
No.
The
So
antenna?
that's Mantis.
Oh.
Nebula's the blue girl.
Oh.
The blue girl and the green girl are sisters.
Okay.
The blue and the green one, you know.
You know. Their mother was turquoise.
Yeah. So it opens up. He's drunk because he basically drinks himself into stupors all the time.
Awesome.
And man, when they do that scene, it's really. We were talking the John Mulaney special the other day, and you
Which
know,
I
like,
watched, by the way.
ooh, and
I loved
you
it,
think?
actually.
It is very good, right?
It's very good. I mean, it was funny, but like
It is.
it was sad.
But was it like, oh, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen?
I mean, there's
There's a
I
couple
had several
good
very
ones.
good laughs in there, but I was also like, man, that's also pretty rough because it's very real.
Yeah.
So
They hit that pretty good. Because, like, if you've ever had someone that you have to take care of in that way, so he gets drunk, Nebula picks him up, and she has to walk by everyone from the Guardians, and like Drax is like, again, and he just has to look sad, like, how do we help this dude? You know?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's a dummy. That's a dummy of Chris Pratt that breathes.
No, what?
It's a 35-pound dummy that can breathe that people mistake for the real him.
Gross.
So the director kept it in his office during filming, and people thought Chris would just be passed out in his fucking office, but it's just breathing dummy. Oh my god.
Horrible.
It's pretty funny, but
Oh my god.
a random practical effect for no reason, because that's in the movie 10, 15 seconds tops.
Wow.
But they built a Chris Pratt that can breathe.
I hate thinking about that, like, somewhere in a prop closet. Like, that's deeply disturbing.
Like that's my problem with the whole Jarnathan thing. Like, it's so intricate for 10 seconds of screen time that I don't even know what... How am I supposed to tell that thing can breathe from 10 seconds of screen time? So why even add the feature?
Yeah.
But whatever. So anyway, that happens. And then immediately... You remember the gold people from part 2?
No.
They had to go save the batteries at the beginning of that movie, and he meets all the gold people, and they're like super proper. If I show you these people...
Like C-3POs?
No, here. Well, I'm going to share my screen because I got to share stuff with you anyway.
Yeah, let's have a look at these gold people.
But the Sovereign from Marvel, these gold people.
I have no memory of these fools.
They are like the entire movie.
Oh my god, yeah, okay.
Well, anyway, they build like a perfected version of them at the end of part 2. And he shows up and starts like fucking wrecking havoc like 5 minutes into the opening of the movie, which the opening of the movie is an acoustic cover of Creep by Radiohead.
Oh, I love that song.
With Rocket singing it, having a, good old time. And he zaps Rocket in the chest and just like mangles him. Like his chest is like laid open.
Oh no.
Dude, it's fucked up. Like 5 minutes into the movie.
Jesus.
Like, Rocket's not in the movie.
So he, like, dies at the beginning?
No.
Okay.
But he's just, like, in critical condition. Like, the whole movie is him in critical condition.
So that's who we're seeing in the hospital bed in the previews.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Big time. So this guy blasts him, and it turns out he was trying to kidnap him because Rocket is super important for some reason that we'll learn in a billion flashbacks, right?
Okay.
And we go from there. But he's hurt. They go to save him, and they have these fucking neat things. Why have these not been in the movie before? They're just called med packs, and you just like put like this little Batman belt thing around you. You press a button, and it heals anything within the pack.
Okay.
It's like someone's arm is like broken, like fucking flipped, and they just press the button, and then their arm is fixed.
Disgusting, but very cool.
But when they put it on Rocket, it just starts like blowing sparks, and he starts foaming at the mouth, and all this shit's happening. It's bad, right?
Yuck. You like see him go through that shit?
Oh yeah, fully.
That's not fun.
So then they pull the med pack off, and that scene is hard as well because Quill was just drunk and passed out. So when he wakes up to all the commotion and they need the med pack for Rocket, he's like in a drunken stupor, like, I don't know what to do. Like, oh, my friend's dying. I don't know where to go. Let me grab stuff. And he's like trying to figure it out. So they get him all in like a med bay, and it turns out there's a kill switch on his heart. Rocket has this like little thing on his heart that they can't use med packs on him or operate on him, or else it'll just explode his heart and he dies.
Okay, fun. Neat feature.
So the whole movie is the 48 hours of trying to figure out how to save him. That's
Jesus.
the entire plot.
What the fuck? See, like, okay, I saw Guardians. I agreed to see Guardians 1 because I was like, there's a little raccoon guy in it. Fantastic. And he's honestly
cool.
The only thing I care about in these movies. So, like, if the third movie is just him suffering for 48 hours, I don't know that I want to see it.
That's the movie, dude.
God.
Like, most of the time you see him, in present time. It's him on like a med table with like a oxygen mask on, just like
Yeah, I don't
just
like
like
that.
freaking out, man. We were given surveys when we went to this movie.
Like a in-person survey or a little check
Yeah,
mark
like
thing?
yeah, like they gave like a little sheet thing, and they were like, "Hey, will you fill this out when you're done with the movie?"
Okay, cool.
And it was like, "Don't read these questions until you've seen it. Like, answer these beforehand, but all the rest, wait till it's done."
That's
Movie
fun.
ends, and I was like, one of these questions has to be, was the animal cruelty far too much?
Oh my god.
That was not a question, but I still deem it should be.
Hmm.
And it's highly recommended. Children under 11, don't go see this movie. Like,
All right.
a lot of parents are finding out their mistakes the hard way.
This sounds like a rough movie.
It's a hard movie. It's the Toy Story 3 of movies. Like, it's about wrapping this up, but learning stuff. Like, it's got a lot going on, and it's 2.5 hours, I think.
It's a long time to watch a raccoon suffer.
That's a long movie, dude. It felt way longer the first time. The second time, I was all like, how the fuck? Oh my god.
I can't believe you've seen this twice and are going to see it the third time after
I
what
have
you
to
just
take-
told me.
Yeah, and that's the first 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
So then it's just like, okay, we have to figure out how to do it. Okay, there's a like bio code written on this kill switch thing from this company. Let's go break into the company. They might have the pass key to disable the thing. So then it's like a heist movie for a little bit. Like, they're trying to like break into this company, get this code so they can save him, right?
Okay.
That shit's all super funny. It's all super good. That shit gets fucking deep because Quill won't leave Rocket alone. Like, he's like, we're going to break into this place. We're going to do this stuff. And Mantis is just like following him around like, I mean, I know that we can do this, but like, for some reason she starts talking about like, well, you left people too. Like, it's not just Rocket. Like, you've left people on Earth. Like, you left Earth when you were a kid and you've never checked back on your family. And he's like, why are you talking to me about this? We're trying to save Rocket. And she's like, I'm just saying, you've run from people too. Like, saving him doesn't stop the fact that you run from people all the time.
Yikes.
And he's like, this is a mean conversation. I hate this. But it really starts making him think about stuff. So then he can't get over Gamora. So there's a whole like friendship intervention moment where they like tell him, hey, love is like a pond and you hop from woman to woman like a lily pad. And he's like, what? And they're like, you need to learn to swim and leave Gamora alone because that's not your Gamora.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like inter-friendship, that kind of stuff happening. They go get the kill switch. Turns out the kill switch was deleted from the thing that they got, which is stupid. And the whole time that we're getting flashbacks from Rocket interspersed through all this.
Okay,
I'm
so
just
you
gonna
see
hit
like young Rocket?
all of his shit. Oh, you see pre-surgery Rocket, like him as a fresh baby raccoon.
Aw.
He's the only one that didn't run when this guy reached into the cage. So he's the one that got picked.
That's sad.
Like, all of them, like, so, like, this guy opens the cage at the beginning of the movie, and you see all these raccoons just, like, turn and hide in the back corner.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that doesn't move. And so the guy picks him up, and then Rocket is made.
Okay.
That's actually when you get the first thing that Rocket ever says that Taylor cannot handle. It goes, I think that's like the opening credits is really like all the surgery stuff that they're doing to him. And they just
As
like,
a baby? Like the initial shit?
oh yeah. And they just like chunk him in the cage. You meet all the people that we talked about in a previous TikTok that we saw where they name each other and they become friends and all that
All
stuff.
little animal friends.
So he meets all these people for the first time, and this lovely otter, Lila, is all like, it's okay, I'll take care of you. What's your, can you talk? Because we can all talk.
Yeah.
Look at him, dude.
Poor shaky baby.
He has no skin on the top of his skull.
That's horrifying.
Like, this is the first time we see him, like, in the movie like this, almost.
I hate this. Oh my god.
Yeah, his first word is hurts.
Terrible.
Hurts. And
yeah,
so
I'm not gonna see this one.
So yeah, the otter lady, takes care of him. They become friends, and you just get like interspersed moments of them as like friends, like playing tag in the cages, and there's like nowhere to fucking run, but yet they still like willfully play tag with each other, knowing they can't move. Like they just do all this stuff together, and they form quite this like little family,
Okay.
So you kind of get that. You see like other parts, and then you kind of learn like what he saw growing up. Basically,
search on TikTok to get like all these rocket videos.
So I actually had one that I'd favorited that I was going to show you, and it turns out this one creator has all these. So thankfully, I'm just on this page, and everything I need is right here.
Damn,
so I don't have to go anywhere.
This dude just
recorded the movie, chopped it up.
Filmed the entire movie, okay.
And he did a very good job. It's all pristine looking content, so I'm all about it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm not going to show you where they name each other. You've already seen that. That was an official TikTok that came out. But so while they're breaking into the place, you see like other memories. So he is in this facility. It's run by this guy called the High Evolutionary, right?
Okay.
It's a guy that wants to build the perfect society. These animals are batch 89. And he's trying to build this more perfect world. He's been to Earth, thinks we suck here, which, yeah, we do, dude. Right on.
Fair assessment.
You right. So I want to build a perfect version of that world, but I feel like I'm going to make it with, like, animal people, because animals don't have the hang-ups that humans do. So no humans. Fuck humans.
Okay.
And so he's, like, testing Rocket's skills, and he's, like, making him do math, and he's like, yeah, it's, you're, like, very smart. You're doing a good job. And then he's all like, what is noise? And he's like, oh, that's music. And he's like, we like music. And he's like, yes, we like this. This is good. And he's telling him about where this music came from. And he's like, I want to show you something else. And he's like, I'm trying to build a perfect society, blah, blah, blah. And I have developed a way to skip all evolutionary waiting time. I can skip evolution millions of years in a mere moment. So he puts like this turtle in this like glass, I don't know, dome thing or whatever.
Uh-huh.
They gas this turtle, and he just like grows and morphs into like a humanoid person, right?
Why?
And then just starts screeching and beating on the glass. And then the guy's like, but see, they all develop this enzyme when I do this, bio whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he spouts off some scientific shit and goes, and it causes aggression.
Okay.
So therefore, this doesn't work. And then he presses a button and just incinerates the dude.
Jesus Christ.
And it's fucking gone. And then Rocket's like, well, it's all with the filtration system. And he's like, huh? And he's like, well, you mix this with that, and you do all these things, and then it causes the, what do you call them? And then they're like, the bio whatever thing. And he's like, yeah, thems. And then angry toidles. So, like, he keeps trying to talk normal, but he keeps slipping into the Rocket that we know all the time.
Aw.
Because he's like, we can't have these vile things on the planet. He's like, yeah, you can't. He's like, you can't have them. And he's like, can't. Like, trying to talk proper, but he's like, yeah, thems. So
Is
then,
it still voiced by Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he goes back to the thing, to his little cage, and he's telling him all about how, like, he's like, oh yeah, I was doing all this math. Like, I saw the sky. It was great. And then they're like, oh, is that the sky? And the otter's like, that's the ceiling, dude. Like, the sky's when we go outside, when we go to the perfect world. Like, that's when we'll see the sky and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. So they keep dreaming about the sky that they'll see one day. And then that's when they do the naming thing, and Rocket's like, I want to fly in the sky with you guys forever. And Rocket, so his name's Rocket.
Sure. Okay.
And then, like, when that happens, the dude, High Evolutionary is my favorite villain in a movie I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
The guy that plays him pulled nothing. He is so good in this movie.
Who plays him?
I do not know him.
Evolutionary. Jonathan Frakes? Wait.
No.
Jonathan Frakes?
No, not at all. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. High Evolutionary. I can't even, like, say this dude's name.
Chukwudi Iwuji?
That's him. Chukwudi Iwuji. Yes.
Nigerian.
This dude fucking... Where did they pull this guy from?
From John Wick Chapter 2.
God, he was flawless. Especially in the scene that I was just at. They name each other, and he comes rushing in. And he always calls Rocket by his code. He's 89P13. And I told Taylor when that movie was over, I was like, yeah, that's going to be a new Wallaby Way fucking thing. I'm never forgetting this fucking number after this fucking movie. And it's just like, I got like drunk dad vibes. But when we saw it again, Taylor's like, this is what I took. And I take hers a lot more now. But he comes in so, like, off the wall, and he's just, like, crawling on the ground, looking at all the cages so frantically. 89P13! And he's looking, he's like, oh, there you are. There you are. It's you. How did you know? And he's just like, what? And then he just, like, rips him from the cage, and he's just, like, squeezing his little head in his hands. He's like,
God.
How did you know? And he, like, rips him out of the room, takes him to where they, you know, gas those animals earlier in the day, or probably days ago, who knows, like, you don't know the passage of time in these kennels or whatever. And he's all like, we fixed the filtration, we did the thing, and now this is what happens when we make the people. And so, like, they put new animals in like 4 cages, gas them, and he's like, they come out perfect, the perfect society is ready now. And they're all like gentle and nice, and he's like, yeah, the filtration system. And he's like, yes, but how did you know? We fixed that, but how did you know and I didn't? He's so powerful and high on the chain that this thing could outsmart him. This thing could know something that he couldn't, and that dip in power shakes him so much. He's like an unstable person. Like, he can't even, like, stand still. He's so antsy. And the way he, like, slurs, it's like he can't even focus his brain because he's so lost, because he's just lost that bit of power.
Shit.
And he's, like, going off on him on how you little cobbled mash of flesh could know this thing.
Refer to our raccoon baby.
And he's like, but it's all okay. The perfect world is ready to happen. And he's like, oh, we're going to the perfect world? And he's like... You could figure out the filtration system to, like, bypass this whole enzyme thing, and yet you thought you would go to the perfect world? You couldn't figure that one out?
Oh.
And, like, now he's got his power back, because he can dig at him with that, right?
Okay.
And he's like, no, Batch 89 was never meant for this world. You were meant to be the mistakes that we could learn from until we found the right people.
God.
He's like, you aren't anything. And he's like, well, actually, you are. You could see the thing. You could know this. I would love to study your brain further. So he's like, prep this one for surgery first thing in the morning.
No.
And so he's just going to cut out his brain, dispose of all the rest of them, and move on.
That
So
sucks.
They throw him back in the little crate because this is also interspersed with the present time stuff where he's building new people still. He's still building new people, and he's mad because he's built such perfect people. He can build somebody that can live on 30 calories a week, run for 2 hours without sweating, sleep once a week.
If only.
But yet, they can, like, rewire, like, an entire space, like, shuttle in 2 minutes.
Okay.
But that's memorization. They know how to do a thing that exists. The only creation I've ever had with true invention was that ugly little thing. And that's the one that's escaped me. So he's like, I need him, because I need his brain to get that power of invention and put it in these perfect beings. They can only do what exists. So he's trying to build a society, and he's like, a society that cannot think of things that has never been thought of before will fail. While these people are perfect, they can't think beyond what exists. I need him to instill that in these creations.
Yeah.
And that's the whole premise for wanting Rocket, this entire movie.
Okay.
So then it cuts back to whatever. Peter and all them realize that the thing they stole from that corporation that made Rocket or whatever, the kill switch isn't in there, so they have to go find the guy that removed that file the day of.
Uh-huh.
So now they're going to High Evolutionary's planet, to his ship, to talk to him directly, because there's a guy there that has it. So now they're traveling there, and they're watching in that little cube everything that's happened to Rocket, because none of them know this stuff. He's never discussed it ever.
So like, I guess they're going to tell me about how he gets out of there and becomes one of the Guardians.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
I'm hoping that Rocket will be in a thing in the future where we can see how he meets Groot, because that still didn't get to be a backstory thing, and that's what I really want to fucking know still.
Yeah, because they're best buddies.
Oh, yeah. So they're all watching like how he got created, and I can't handle Mantis, dude. The girl with the antennas.
Uh-huh.
She's crying so bad over the video, and she's like, how come he never told us this stuff? And, your best friend has the secret of this horrible thing that's happened to them, and they've never shared that with you. You know? And then Nebula, who had pieces replaced by her dad, like her eyes were removed to have robotic ones put in, and limbs were removed. She's like, this is worse than I went through.
Ugh.
So she's fucked up by it. So now Peter's gone from like, we're going to get the code, we're not going to hurt anybody, we're going to do this stuff. He's like, we're going to kill everybody. His character immediately flips like, we're going to go get this code and kill all of them because they suck. So they're going there, and then we cut back to Rocket in the little cage, and they throw him in there, and he's like, we're not going to the perfect world. And they're all like, oh, but yes, we are. Master said we're going to go any day now. And he's like, that's not happening. And he's been stealing little pieces from like the office that he goes to every day.
Okay,
and
good.
he like cobbles together he cobbles together a key card to be able to get out of the crates.
Okay.
And stuff, right? Like, this movie did answer this for me, because he always just starts grabbing stuff MacGyver style and just builds shit. Well, that's why, because he has the brain of invention that he can like understand how all these things work and build something new all the time.
And also he's just got little grabby raccoon hands.
Yeah, so he just fucking builds this thing, and he's like, we got to get out of here because they're going to kill us by the morning. We got to go. We got to leave. Are you guys going to come with me?
He's not going to be able to save all of them, is he? They're all going to fucking die horribly.
So...
Oh, my God.
He opens the door. He gets out. And they're like, yeah, you did it. So he opens the other one for Lila. And
then the dude comes in and crushes her little head between his hands.
No, she gets shot in the back.
Oh, God.
See,
I don't want to watch this movie.
So she gets shot in the back.
She's got like robot arms and shit.
She has robot arms and legs and is the most perfect creation on this planet. Lila is my love. She is so beautiful.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't like watching her die.
High evolutionaries, they're like, oh, I knew you'd do this because I'm so fucking smart. Blah, 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 blah. And so
and
she
you have
dies,
to watch the
like,
light go out of her eyes. This sucks.
Looking for the sky. She says
Fuck
sky.
Off. Fuck
but wait,
off.
We're not even there. Are you ready?
No, apparently not.
Are you ready? This is what happens that you have to watch.
Terrible.
You just have to watch him feel this shit. And then this guy, I told you, this guy is so good. Have you ever seen those parents, they get mad at a kid that cries, so they like scream cry back at them?
Oh my God.
That shit. That's what he does here to Rocket in this moment. He's like just lost one of the only people that he knows, and this dude just goes villain on him.
Jesus.
Kick and Rocket fucking rips this dude a new one. It is
good.
Amazing, right?
Get mauled. Get rabies.
Oh yeah, he fucking mauls this dude. So then the backup that the guy just called for shows up, and Rocket picks up a gun for the first time, and he kills those two dudes, turns around, and they shot the fucking walrus and the bunny.
What the fuck?
So he loses everybody.
Why? What, for what purpose? Why are they doing this? Why? This movie.
It exists. Then he's escaping. He gets in a rocket, escapes the place, and gets to fly off into the sky, and you can see the wonder in his eyes when he like sees it.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into the most intense rage because now like, but I'm the only one that gets this.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And then it cuts back to them doing all the stuff. And
This
Groot
sucks.
is a fucking badass in this movie, dude. He grew up so good. He's not that fucking teenager brat that he's been for the past like 6 movies.
Okay.
He's like a big old like beefcake now.
If
And
I Google Beefcake Groot, what's going to happen?
you're probably just gonna get this movie.
Beefcake Groot. I'm going to get on a list.
They sneak into High Evolutionary's place, and Quill gives him his 2 guns, and he's like, you know what to do, hide those till we need them. When they go to like attack everybody, Groot just pulls out like fucking like 10 guns. He has like 10 arms with a gun in each one, and then throws Quill his 2, and they just go fucking like
Jesus.
action movie style. Groot's just taking people out, man. They get the kill switch code. They do all the stuff. High Evolutionary is upset because when Quill shows up, he's like, I tried to make this perfect world, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, well, a perfect world to me doesn't involve octopus people selling meth to kids with cockroach heads.
Oh my god.
As they were coming through this new world that he's in, it's exactly like ours now, just with these animal people. It's no different.
Yeah.
Muggings on the street, drugs being sold to kids, and all this stuff. So, like,
when you give animals the capacity to have both free will and the thought to internalize it, like, you're going to just create human society, but with animals now.
Yep. So he's like, yeah, you're right. That's why I'm going to have to raise it and just do it all again.
My god.
And he blows up that whole planet and kills all those people again.
What a fucking villain.
This dude just, like, has no love for anything.
Jesus.
Man. So he blows up that whole planet and kills all the people that they just meet.
Okay.
And then he's got just a bunch of, like, people on the ship, and there's tons of character shit that I'm not trying to get into, man. But, like, Drax has a bunch of good character shit in this one. He is already one of my favorites. He got so big in this one.
Good.
He hit home big time. Mantis is just flawless. She's beautiful. But now they're going to try to save all these kids that are on his ship, because that's the new race of people that he's created, are these children. And he just has, like, masses of them in these cages. So now they're going to try to save them.
Fuck.
So they get on High Evolutionary ship, and his crew basically mutinies on him because they're like, you are insane. You only care about this fucking raccoon thing, and every like project we make, you just get rid of like it didn't matter in the first place. Why are we even making these things if none of it matters?
Yeah.
And he kills his entire crew. Just fucking wipes all of them out too.
Okay.
He's unhinged, man. So then they have the kill switch finally. They go to put it in. They plug Rocket all in. They're doing the stuff. And of course, Gamora's like, uh-oh, it's not right. It's not going fast enough. And so Rocket, like, is kind of starting to fade. And he, like, winds up in this... It's the place with all the kennels. It's just full of white light. And Lila walks up to him.
Fuck.
And it's fucking horrible because he just starts sobbing and crying about how he let her down and let all of them die, and he's the worst friend ever.
I hate that this video is full of like little chippy versions of
Going,
Rocket and everybody just being like, woo! Saddest thing you've ever seen in your fucking life. Yeah!
Dancing is fun!
Exactly. God.
I'm glad you can get that, yeah. So that happens, and then Okay, so then we have to watch this where it's not going fast enough. And then you get fucking this shit, man.
Awful.
And then she's like, the sky is great, and it is forever, and our buddies are here.
I hate this.
I love this walrus. He's so stupid looking, dude. Look at this big goof.
Oh,
I love him.
Waving like Forrest Gump.
But then right there, dude. So he sees him, and then, can I come? And that's when he dies. And then he can... That sigh fucking hurts me because he's been working his whole life with this pain, and he can just, like, be done. He can be done.
Sad.
So he's like, cool, I get to come. And then he dies, and that's when fucking you see the thing from the trailer, right? Oh, this comment fucked me up that they wrote in here. So that scream that I showed you when Lila died and Rocket screams, that's the same way Peter screams for him when he dies.
Ugh.
Because then he goes, and I know we don't really like Chris Pratt, man, but he sells this scene good. Like, he sells this.
Yep. Ugh.
And then
I don't like them, like, groping at his dead body
part.
like that.
I'm not letting him go. He, like, refuses. And then, of course, ties right into what you said. He said, can I come? And he's going to go off with them. But then Lila goes, whop! But not yet.
Little rodent kisses.
Like this poor, sad little dude.
Yeah, I hate this.
Oh, she doesn't have robotic legs. Just arms.
No,
Okay.
Just arms. Like, why the fuck, though? Why'd they give her robot arms?
Who knows, man?
He's just a little roboter.
So that's been a whole thing in all three movies. Everyone calls him
Yeah.
a raccoon. He's like, I'm not a raccoon.
Yeah.
That's not what I am. And he finally learns that he is one by the end of the movie. So he comes back to life. Everybody gets to hear his voice. Everyone's crying. I'm surprised Groot didn't get as upset in this movie.
Did trees cry?
I mean, he cried in the first one, I thought.
Did he?
Kind of. But so he still has that key card from when he escaped.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't
And
he?
they make his way.
Look at this little pile of baby raccoons. Is he about to free some people?
Oh, yeah. So they make their way back to the ship. They save all the new people, the new creations. Good. And he's like, well, I got to save the animals, like my people, you know?
Yeah.
And so he sees a sign that it gives him his, like, classification, and he is, in fact, a raccoon. So he finally owns the name later and is all like, my name's Rocket Raccoon. And then he starts fucking blasting people, man.
Okay.
But look at these little raccoons. They're so cute.
They are very cute.
And I hate this because then he just starts just grabbing them like, oh yeah, we got to go. Yeah, this is the thing we're doing now. We got to get these. So he gathers them up, and it's kind of bad. This is the only ones he was going to save.
Oh my God.
Like, he went for the raccoons, but then gets stopped by High Evolutionary, and then is like, we got to get the rest of these fools. So then High Evolutionary shows up. They fight. Rocket kicks his fucking ass. And
Good.
It turns out that his face is a mask.
Rocket's face?
No.
Oh.
High Evolutionary. He's been wearing a mask. Rocket wrecked his face.
Oh, shit, okay.
Like, he is mangled. Like, his eyes don't have eyelids. He's got,
Good.
like, no lips. Like, he's fucking messed up. He's like, look what you did to me, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I was just trying to make the world perfect. And he's like, you weren't trying to make the world perfect. You just hate the world as it is now. And then they fucking kill him.
Good.
Which is good. It sucks because he's like one of the greatest villains I've seen in a billion years.
Yeah.
And he's gone already, but fuck that dude. That dude fucking sucks. So then they
that's
save
a lot.
every animal. Like, there's penguins and, like, kangaroos and rhinos and all this shit. And they send all this to the home base that they all live on. Then Peter dies.
Okay.
Which is great. Like,
Dies?
so he drops his Zune and goes back for it and gets lost in the void of space and fucking like his
Like
face
you do.
balloons out and fucking like
Disgusting.
yeah, like he dies but then gets saved and then he's fine.
Okay, fine.
Nobody dies by the end of this movie except for the
This-
bad guy.
Okay, so bet resolved.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wins. But
Nobody
like,
wins.
what a cop out, honestly, to like almost kill two characters or to like really kill them.
Three
and then be like,
characters really
"Psych!"
because Drax had a near death one too.
Jesus. That's all just emotional manipulation for the sake of revenue, and that bothers me. Like,
Because it's the
commit to
last
it.
one, you know.
kill someone, you know? I want to
Yeah.
I want to see them like
Actually, I got a
Commit.
little impressed that I was like, "Oh, it's Quill the whole time. How fucking fascinating."
yeah.
And then he got saved. So they all get saved. And then Peter's like, "I'm gonna leave. I think I'm done here. Like, it's time to go. I think we're, Mantis was right. Maybe I do need to learn to swim. Maybe I need to go see some people that I've left behind." So he goes back to Earth and meets his mom's dad, so his grandpa, for the first time in 20 whatever years that he's been gone.
Yeah.
So he goes back to Earth. He puts Rocket in charge of the Guardians because Mantis leaves. Gamora leaves, so like the group is basically defunct. But now Rocket's in charge, and then they play "The Dog Days Are Over" by Florence and the Machine
Okay.
for the ending song, and everybody dances, and Drax says this whole thing in all three movies about how only losers dance.
Okay.
Losers dance. Real people don't do that. And he finally gives in and joins the dance there at the end, which is cool. So then it all just kind of like wraps up, man. And it's all good. But like those people are gone. I hate the ending kind of.
Why?
Because every movie has ended with the Guardians of the Galaxy will return.
Yeah.
Guardians will return. Then part 2, the Guardians will return. This movie ends with the legendary Star-Lord will return.
Oh, weird.
That feels icky. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like
But-
that left me
this
like a
is-
weird taste.
So this is supposed to be the end, though, right? Like they're not actually going to return. So maybe
He will
the-
return. Peter Quill will be back in some capacity.
So the Guardians are over, but like this guy's coming back.
Yeah. But why? It
Yeah.
ends with Rocket and his new team outdoing Guardian shit and him leading everybody.
Oh.
So like we can have a whole thing with him because Groot is now even fucking bigger. He's got like a fucking Matt Damon king crown on his head now of like growth. It was just a solid ending, man. Like everyone goes their separate ways, kind of. Everybody gets a moment that you never thought would happen.
Yeah.
It's a little bit endgame-ish because they kind of get to go where they've wanted to go the whole time. But having to watch Rocket go through this shit was a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to see this at all, actually.
It's so good, though. Like,
I've seen enough based on this one user's TikToks and your explanation.
it's the furnace scene from Toy Story 3, but like if that scene happened 5 times in Toy Story 3.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's
Still
not-
a great, beautiful conclusion, even though sad and bittersweet, right?
Yeah.
But like things change, things move on, right? But like Jesus Christ, why is his backstory that bad?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like we already knew it was bad, but Jesus Christ, man.
Didn't need to go that far.
It's a stellar movie. It is very good. I mean, then there's just all the comedy in this movie is like quick wit, on point shit.
Yeah.
Everything is just said like you got to be paying attention because the joke is not like here's a punchline. Ba-doom, tss. It's like you either heard it and were paying attention or you missed it. We're not returning to this joke.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of fast humor that you just get like bombarded kind of.
Right. I like that too.
When it's on Disney Plus and you're
Nah.
alone in your house
Nah.
and you can mute these scenes,
No.
you should watch the rest of it.
I won't, but thank you.
I think it's like right under I think it's like my number 2 Marvel movie now.
Damn. Under what? Guardians 1?
No, Civil War. Civil War is still like my top one. Endgame is high, and then this is pretty high. Like, this is a good one, but I feel like it also had to really conclude because this director's gone.
Oh.
He's now in charge of the DC whole suite. Like, he's in charge of that whole company's set of movies.
How do you go from Marvel to DC? I thought that was like a forbidden line one cannot cross.
Well, remember, he got fired because of tweets and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
then DC picked him up in that meantime, and then Marvel was like, but please let him come back to make this.
Okay.
And then he just came out with a fucking banger for his last one.
All right.
But yeah, like, he's in charge of Superman and Batman movies and stuff now, and he's not, like, making those movies. He's, like, the showrunner that's getting the people in line, and he's over what that will be as a company unit.
So having problematic tweets actually got him promoted.
Kind of.
That's how it works.
So, it's not who you know. Wait, it is who you know.
It's what you tweet.
No. Yeah, it's not who you know. It's how much can you tweet and get away with it. So, that's a good movie, man.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I loved it. It was phenomenal. I just had to show you horrible things because nobody else has seen the horrible things. And I need people to know that that scream lives in my brain all the time now.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that one.
It's what I fall asleep to in my brain.
God.
But I wanted to take this one more place with you. And then let's leave this show.
All right.
Ready?
Yes.
Uncanny Valley came back up as a topic point the other day.
All right.
And I don't have it, remember? We
Yeah.
discussed, like, it's not a thing.
You've never been able to experience
So,
the horror.
Mary was actually over here, and we were discussing the phenomenon of Uncanny Valley.
Uh-huh.
And digging more into, like, definitions and all this kind of stuff, and really trying to get to, like, the idea of it and kind of really wrap up what it is. And so I guess at the end of the day, Uncanny Valley is... It's not really a fear that the thing may not be human. It's just you get an emotional response from a humanoid thing. Whatever that feeling may give you, it gives you a feeling of uncanny. That doesn't have to be fear. It can be uneasiness.
Yeah.
Wariness. It could be
Right.
laughter because it makes you nervous, you know.
It's not like, oh no, this thing's going to eat me alive. It's like, that's gross.
Yeah, like whatever that is. And so we finally got to a point that I do have an Uncanny Valley thing.
Good. Bring it on.
Good?
What is it? Yeah, I want you to have this horrible pit in your stomach when you see a robot with no eyelids.
But it's not about robots. Mine's about actual people, though.
How? Is it Kenneth Copeland?
Kind of.
Okay.
No. So Mary's is like dolls.
Okay.
So like there's like newborn dolls and stuff and all those like weird fucking dolls like that.
Yeah.
Creepy dolls like that get to her and they give her a sensation, right?
Did
and
I
I
send
was
you
like,
that TikTok with the whispering baby?
yeah, fuck that, dude. That was ugly.
I hated that little baby secret.
I can whisper, can you?
Come closer. I have a secret.
I was like, you don't, not for me.
Not in my house.
So I was like, well, does this count? And apparently, I mean, I'm taking it like a little bit dark, but this is from a movie that I have felt this before.
Okay.
I was like, ooh, question, do corpses count in a way?
I knew that was coming.
And she was like, yes, they do. Because it's not about the fact that it's not human. It's about the fact that it's not a right human. There's a thing about that. And I went,
yeah.
Then I know my feeling and I know what does it.
All right.
It's from Haunting in Connecticut. The beginning of that movie, there's the funeral home that's in there. And they do the thing where after the person has passed, they pose them in the like real life scenarios and stuff.
Yeah, and like have pictures of them and stuff.
That I feel it right here now. Like that does something to me. That
I don't like
scenario, that's my Uncanny Valley. I now know, but I cannot apply it towards Star Wars unless somebody dies in Star Wars and they pose them in a weird way. Because then I said, does that still count? Because to me, it's more the concept that you're doing this with someone who was once alive. That's what bothers me.
I don't know if that is like technically classified as uncanny valley, because the uncanny valley is like when something is close enough to human to be creepy. I mean, corpses by nature are human. They're just not
That's
like...
why I asked.
Yeah.
But there are places that classify it.
Okay.
It's really hard to find like this is uncanny valley.
Because it's kind of a new fear that humans have created for themselves based on, where society has gone.
Yeah.
So,
because I Googled it again before I came on, like, can I even say this? And this one was like, yeah. Okay. And I'm like, but is it?
But is it though?
But that's my closest one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a legitimate ick that you have.
But I'm not scared of the person. So I'm like, is it the same? Like, I'm more upset by the idea of what you're doing with that person after this event has occurred.
Yeah.
That now they aren't in control and you do this with them. That freaks me out.
I think that's a separate scenario.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. But, like, some sources say, like, you can call that uncanny valley. And then others are all like, not really. So it's still up in the air if that can even be a true thing.
Yeah.
But the uncanny valley continues to be dug, and I'm still looking for my way into it. But that's the closest I have at the moment.
One day we'll find you something.
That's all I have for you.
Okay.
A weird fucking back half. So with that, are you going to go try to scrub Rocket out of your memory?
Yeah, fully.
If you loved this episode, please tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best way to get the good Yimtop into fresh new ears. Tons of ears for tons of Yimtop good times. That's what we need. We want to share all these good times with you guys. Because we release weekly every Monday. We're talking 4 years on, not a Monday missed. Do you know how many times we've been in your ears? Do you know how many Yimtopes you can have in your ears all the time? Like, you can count on Yimtope in your ear for all the Mondays in the future. Like, every Monday, you know where we're going to be. Right there. Tickling. Just saying, hey, what's up? It's Monday.
Right here. Can you hear us? We're in here.
I have a secret. You want to hear it? But if you want to talk to us, you don't just want to listen to us on Monday. You want to engage with us and tell us stuff. Catch us on Twitter at YMBTOAP. Let us know what you thought about Guardians 3, if you've seen it. Hopefully, you saw it before you listened to the back half of the episode. Otherwise, you just got screwed.
Yeah, Ismail. I know you and your spoiler ass.
He just wikied it. It's fine. He knew. But that's why I'm not including sounds. One, probably gets stricken from that. But also, if Kelsey has no choice but to be subjected to the sounds because she makes this show with me. But you guys have a choice, so you can look these up on your own. You inflict the pain upon yourself. It is my duty to inflict pain upon Kelsey. It's my job. It's my job here at Yimtop.
Truly.
But let us know what you think about Visions. What is your favorite new episode? Who's your favorite studio that's making stuff there? Like, what are you hoping will happen with season 3? I'm curious to know. Let us know what you thought about Guardians. Like we said, did you cry your eyeballs out? Do you understand Groot now? You're kind of forced to if you've seen the movie, but hey. And let us know about Uncanny Valley yet again. This is going to be one of the longest running things here at Yimtop until I finally fully grasp the concept, because I have an innate, I guess, reaction to it. An instance. I don't know. Like, we've discussed it so many times. Like, I randomly brought it up to Mary to be like, yo, what's up with Uncanny Valley? Let's talk about that today.
Let's talk about
it. Just like out of nowhere. Because I'm still like, I'm on a journey through this valley to see how uncanny it gets. And I'm still not aware. So let us know about all that stuff on Twitter. But if you want to talk to us about it right now, you're listening, we got an episode discussion channel in our Discord. You can hop into the Patreon, get into that for the low price of $2. You can let us know about it right there. Send us all kinds of stuff about Visions and stuff. You know what? If you're in the pre-ramble one, we got a pre-ramble. Spoiler, we were talking about Steven Universe, a thing that we quite love here. let us know what you thought about what we said in the pre-ramble about that. And again, just thank you to all of our patrons. We said this earlier in the show, and I'm going to say it again right now. Double down on what Kelsey said. We genuinely love you guys. We don't say it just to make you feel good and happy, so you stick around. Hopefully you guys stick around because you know that we enjoy you guys here. Like, we truly enjoy the community, the thoughts, the discussions, the fun we have. You guys make it all worth it. So truly, truly, thank you guys. We love you so much.
We care for you. Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Please check him out on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. When are they going to start paying us to talk about animation?
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Oh, I didn't even tell you the best part. I knew I was forgetting something. At the end of the movie, what does Groot say, man?
I am Groot.
Okay. That's not the last thing we hear him say.
What does he say? You are Rocket?
At the end of the movie, he's like with everybody, and he just goes, I love you guys. And he says it, right?
Okay.
And I was furious. I was so irate. I was
like he's never
so
said anything
pissed.
else, right?
Yeah, he doesn't say anything else. So I was pissed. I was thoroughly angry.
Okay.
And James Gunn has come out and been like, do you guys understand that scene? So over time, the Guardians all don't know what he's saying. And then at some point, they all understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of this third movie, we are now fully indoctrinated into the family. We understand Groot when he says, I am Groot now. We, the audience members in the seats, we now get what he's saying.
Well, that's kind of sweet.
And I was like, well, fuck. Now I love that line. I understand Groot now. I'm so smart.